Oh
Everyone
my
doing
god.
today?
Today's a good day. We got this. We got more stuff coming up after today. If you're like listening in,
Yeah.
today, what day is today? Saturday?
It is Saturday, December the 18th, in American time zones, and some are European ones. But in Asia, it's like 2 a.m.
Okay. Well, most of the world it's Saturday. There's like a lot of Tetris happening today,
Yeah,
which we're gonna talk about a little bit. I think
that is the general vibe of
that's
today.
the
Just kind
vibe.
of reporting on current events today, I think, and maybe doing a little reflection on the past year with Christmas, New Year's coming up. Because this will probably be the last. Oh, this will be the last like just me and Renge episode for
For the year.
2021. Because we'll probably have a guest next week.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess
wait.
the next week over is like technically also 2020
Or well,
or 2021.
it'll be like released. If we
Yeah, that's
do,
true.
if we do like, if we're not gonna record on New Year's Eve. I don't think.
Imagine though.
We
Imagine
could,
if we
I
did.
guess.
It's
Countdown
not like I have
together.
anything ready.
Uh, you don't.
I hope
You
we
guys don't
can.
do like those like Asian family friend parties for. I
Mm-mm.
ask this to every Asian person I know, or maybe I guess it might be different in like. Do you like live in the city or do
Yeah,
you?
I live pretty in the city.
Okay, so I think it's maybe more common for like
Maybe.
suburban Asians.
Anyways, let's get into it. First thing we're gonna talk about the news over the past
Week or
week,
so.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Uh.
the main thing is definitely Tetra Olympics happened last weekend.
Mhm.
Um,
That was huge.
yes.
I'm a big proponent of Tetra Olympics. They had like four brackets,
Yes, I like
right?
multi-day events in general. I wish they could become more adopted. I understand why they aren't, because like it's a hard sell for online tournaments, but large scale multi-day events are just like they're pretty hype, and it's how a lot of other places do things anyway, right? So
Yeah. Who won that? Who won? Dia won?
yes.
Dia won the big bracket. Sir Sheepadoodle, classic.
Yes, I have it pulled up here. Okay, so the bronze winner was Kawaii Star. I don't. I guess the lower rate might be not super well known. It's hard to get your name out, but we'll shout them out to Kawaii Star. For silver, game underscore r underscore second one. I don't know. That's
I
how that
think
one
I
got
think
to be rated.
gamers all around a little bit.
Okay, that's good.
I think they're around.
And then gold, I think this is like U ranks are generally also pretty active within the community. So we had Sir Sheepadoodle winning, You Are Fat, who's around occasionally in like, or used to be more around in MMC before, and Jinta, who we sort of know from CTL, but I don't know if how the viewers would know these people. And yeah, Diao won, then Vince second, and
Second, Riduru got third,
Riduru
right?
got third for the master
Mhm.
bracket.
That feels kind of like the big, like 3 players. So like right now,
Yeah.
especially with Clark being unable to compete a lot. I'm
Yeah.
curious what's gonna happen when Blarg is like finally able to play, or like other like top players compete as well, like CZ. Uh, who else? Like Kazu as well. Players like that.
Yeah.
Reviclia, Peak
Reviclia. Yeah.
Reviclia.
Peak Reviclia. Yes.
And speaking of CZ, the other like pretty notable thing that happened in the past week or so. You want to pull it up, boys?
Which one?
The CZ thing.
Oh yeah. So CZ had a very a bit of a crazy achievement. Not tournament related, but he achieved 24.999 TR displayed. I think it's like 24.85.
It's like 24.9985 something,
Yeah,
856.
9985. So, with the crazy stat lines of like 150 plus is pretty common, honestly, for like this top echelon of player. Really wild stuff. That's another part of the news.
Dude, CZ's just been like farming everyone to get there. It's pretty crazy, like how good he is, you know?
Yeah. I think, like, honestly, maybe, like, I think people were, like, the way you had to play with no pass through, or like with pass through, I think it made a lot of like these top players sort of annoyed. But now I think people, they just kind of go crazy. So I think a lot more people are like playing TL and like interacting with each other, a lot of the top players. So I think it's, or I don't know if it's because of no pass through, but I feel like recently a lot of like the top players have been interacting and playing TL more. There was a time where I think not a lot of people were playing at all.
Really?
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like, I don't know, maybe I just live in the age of like Blarg streaming and Caboozled streaming.
Yeah.
So I don't really know.
Or like, I guess it's because like Ritter is back.
Mm-hmm.
There were just periods where like the top players like stopped playing TL as much, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
was back too.
honestly, like the Tetra League standings might be fairly accurate to
Like real skill.
real skill.
Yeah.
But
The
if
only people who, like, there are some notable people who aren't on the Tetra League
yeah.
leaderboards right now, though. Like a Jamba started streaming again. That's definitely
Oh really?
something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this seems fairly, like a lot of these are maybe Remake should be a little higher, but
You want to go find Jason?
oh, Jason has been doing some weird stuff.
Jason been doing a little trolling down at like 45.
I thought he was just straight up like inting.
Oh, he's there. 36, 36.
Oh.
I don't know. I have no idea what's up, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely some names that should be up on the list. Who else isn't there? FS is there?
FS is here. Yeah. FS has been playing a little bit, right? Recently?
Yeah, he played in Tetra Olympics. I think because he wanted the cool trophy.
Yeah. Maybe we should do more stuff like that then. I don't know. Little physical rewards.
I really,
like
really want to do more
money.
more physical awards, but they're hard. Like the thing about a physical award is like they cost a surprising amount of money, especially with like shipping and stuff. I don't know, something to look into, especially if like we ever get a sponsor or something like that.
Yep.
I think people like playing for fun stuff.
Yeah. We can maybe well, we'll figure it out. What else? Is that everything in the news? Oh, there's also like Ben has been plugging some of Poke Dialga's YouTube videos, which I think are also kind of funny.
They are
mute
very
them
funny
right now because it's like a music video.
Don't want to get.
But it's just like some fun, like edited videos where it's just like, I think it's pretty much doing this as a series. It's like little Tetris memes.
Oh, I haven't seen this one yet.
Yeah, well, I won't spoil it, but we have. I should probably have subscribed.
Subscribe to Poke Dialga.
I don't use my my like actual posting account to generally watch YouTube. So, but yeah, he has. If Tetris had an RPG game, it's had opening, manga, trailer. He's been doing a lot of fun like little edited meme videos, which I think are, if he is you know, they take a lot of editing, take a lot of effort. I think they should get some more views than they have. So you should all send him some love. You know, these are like kind of high quality, low quality.
Is he the only person doing this kind of thing right now in the Tetris community? Uh,
Depends on what
I'm
you
trying to
mean.
think.
Like short form, highly edited content, are you saying?
I guess, but that's kind of like there there are more people doing it, but it's like not like the high effort, you know, or it's like telling a storyline or like telling a story kind of
Uh,
deal. I guess Tetris is like not immediately obvious how to do that, like how to tell a
yes.
story.
Kez has been making some like Tetrio montages for I mean, it looks a lot. It's a lot cool, like more nicely edited with the
With the
music, because he
music.
like does some like time warp stuff to you know, make things sync better. But this was a cool
Oh,
video too. I'll try and remember to link these in the description after the end. Uh,
okay.
yeah.
Damn.
And
Like the price went a little
finally,
crazy.
I think is it just Tetrio reached 4 million players too. Kind of a good like Q4 achievement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For
When did Tetris get to 3 million players? It was like
I forget.
it was a couple months ago, but it wasn't that long ago. Cause I remember I bought supporter,
Yes,
like I bought a ton of supporter for myself.
it was September. So it seems like a million players a month. Kind of weird. I don't know if that's actually true, but
A lot of players. Let's see. 1208 and the last one is September 17th. So just yeah, like quarter of a year ish, a million players. That's good growth.
it's good
I'm really
growth.
happy for
Tetrio.
Tetrio's success.
And if I think if things go as planned for the character update, we should hopefully see a larger explosion of players. But that is to
Here's
be
hoping.
determined. That's that's I think the hope.
Hmm.
And yeah. And Vince got
Okay.
a world record. We can watch that.
And Vince got a world record. Classic Vince.
Oh, this is 1,000 line. We cannot watch this whole thing. But yeah, he did win. He did do that. And
Mhm.
it's
And
probably it for the news.
yeah,
Good little
I
10
guess
minute segment.
it's also news, but our topic today, just there's a lot of tournaments being announced or like happening. I guess when this goes up on YouTube, they'll have like already happened, right?
Yes. Yes.
2 out of 3 of them. But we haven't seen it, so we're just gonna talk about it a little bit. First up is like that's my tournament, over under.
Over under. Yeah. Why don't you tell us the concept behind over under?
Sure thing. Okay, so over under is basically like it's my idea, it's my take on like a doubles format for Tetrio. Where
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people, a lot of people when they saw the tagline over under Tetrio doubles, they do a little like people do like a little double take and they go, "What? Tetrio is doubles?" And then I have to tell them to read the rules. But I think the reception on it's been pretty positive. Pretty much how it works is it's like a relay format, like in a 4x100 race,
Yeah.
where one player on the team will play up to 5, and then the other player on the team will continue that score until one team gets to like uh 11 points, I think was the ruling I put.
Better
Yeah,
check before it runs, I
better
guess.
I
But
will. I will.
um, yeah. So it's kind of just
It's two separate
yeah.
1v1s, but we're
It's like
marketing it as a doubles tournament.
generally, I think that's one strategy to making a 1v1 game into a double, into like a team, into a team tournament, just to do kind of like relays or just like
Yeah.
making them like making each individual 1v1 count for something. And I think doing it in a
Hmm.
relay format also contributes to making it seem more like a continuous match, as opposed to just like I'm playing a match, you're playing a match, that kind of
And then
thing.
we like tally up the scores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you? But the problem with that kind of thing in Tetra, I don't know if you worked this out with OSK and got like a feature added, but you need to like top out for like.
Oh no, we're doing it the hard way, brother. I
How are you?
we're gonna do some manual top out at the beginning of the set.
Yeah, you just gotta like, yeah, manually top out at the beginning
Yeah.
of the set, which
We're
is
probably gonna do it at the beginning of the set instead of the end, is what I decided on.
yeah, of
Which I
course.
think alleviates some of the problem with like the set ending and then like the player just kind of has to like awkwardly top out 6 times.
Yeah,
I really don't like that. I think it's
yeah,
like bad for the viewer experience.
definitely.
Uh,
Um,
but OU definitely has been like in development for
I remember
I
you
think a
talking about it for
while,
a
good
while.
couple months.
Yeah, it just kind of
And
sprang up. I feel like you didn't really mention it for a while, and then suddenly it's happening. But
it's cuz the I just like had everybody give me opinions on whether or not it worked. Everybody said it wouldn't work. And then I went back to the drawing board by myself for like a
yes,
month and a half.
and we'll see
And
how
then
it
I came
works
up with
then.
this. Yeah.
Maybe it didn't work at all, and we don't know, or maybe it went great. Let's hope it goes
Maybe
great.
maybe it went great.
Uh,
Uh honestly, people generally seem to be like super receptive to the idea.
I think people are just
Uh
receptive of of team tournaments in general. Like I think so many people just want to. I'm not sure if it's because a part of it's like the like you're playing with somebody else. That kind of fun
mm,
aspect is Tetris is a very solitary game. There's literally zero reason to play with other people if you uh, or there's very little reason to play with other people. Um,
yeah.
and I think as like kind of less socially inclined people as gamers in general are, or especially Tetris players, I feel having little excuses to talk to like interact with others is always very nice to have. And
Yeah.
what better way than to
Like a team
like a team
competition.
competition? Yeah.
I think one problem with OU right now is like uh there's so many people searching for partners and I need to make a better system for
I think the rank cap system was not the correct play.
yeah, maybe not.
Um, just not for the over player. Rank cap for the over player doesn't really
I don't know
make
because
sense in
the
my
the
opinion.
thing about the because like if you take away if you keep the X players in the bracket, right?
Yes.
For the over players, then you kind of will have the same ending as a normal tournament, just with like an S plus player on the back.
I think what you could have done is first you should have a first making the over players win at the end, play at the end is it's a little too
Mm.
it's too little chaos, you know, right? like
Mm-hmm.
like a player who's much better than another one, like a high X player versus a low X like a low X
They'll
player,
they'll sweep them
they will
without.
sweep them without like even if they are down like 14 to 15 or 14 to 0, they can still probably win. I would still bet on like CZ
Yeah.
beating me if I'm winning like 14-0. Um
Mm-hmm.
but not so much for like a SS player or like a S player versus like a like
Like
high
a S.
SS or something, even like a
Mm-hmm.
just S in general, like an A plus
There's a
player
lot more
beating S
jank that can
plus.
happen.
It's a lot more
Yeah.
chaos, a lot more. And the second thing is instead of having it be like a straight up like rating cap, maybe you can say like if the sum of your TRs is
That's
is greater than
that
a
is
number.
definitely worth considering.
But
That's something that I've
yeah,
like thought about.
it's just a lot of
As a
logistics, I feel like.
yeah.
But
One
those
part
are
of
kind
one
of the
part of
ideas.
the OU formula is like having to work out the actual logistics behind seating and making sure that people like can't smurf.
And did
One
you
of the
have
things I
like
was
oh
doing,
sorry.
hmm? One of the things I was doing last night was a pre-seating. Not really pre-seating, just kind of like looking at the bracket and being like, "Oh, this person's pretty good. Oh, this person's pretty good. Oh, I have no idea what top 16 is gonna look like."
Yeah, and that's fine.
Um,
It doesn't matter.
yeah, but there's a lot of like handiwork that I realized while doing it that goes into OU that I only like realized like last night.
Yeah.
And I mean I did it all last night, but
Have
if I
you
hadn't, it
like
could have been
run
bad.
like are you talking about just like general rank capped stuff or
Yeah, like rank caps, like making sure that people who ranked up did it in like the past half week.
I mean, have
Uh,
you run a rank cap tournament
I've
before?
never.
Yeah, that's what I was
Uh,
saying. It's just like
there's rank cap
generally
stuff
there's
like
some
that.
systems to it. Part of the reason
Yeah.
why I dislike it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think team formats in general. I think the relay system is okay. We see it also in things like CTL, which even kind of divorces 1v1 matches even more with like the league format.
Mm-hmm.
There was there was
Was there
Gang
something?
Wars. Gang Wars
Oh
from
yeah.
MMC. It was a much smaller tournament, and I can't really, I could not have seen that working out on a larger scale.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because Modest Tomato, some things like put everything in by hand. I was on his stream when Gang Wars ended. I didn't even compete in it. Um, but like, and he was just like, he didn't even use like Excel, like spreadsheet capabilities. He was just summing them by hand.
That's a
Or well,
modest.
I think he used
That's
like a
definitely like a
calculator, but like
modest
he didn't
thing.
use like the whatever.
I know.
But
That's a modest thing. Is like accidentally making things harder for yourself for just
yes,
like no reason.
not very scalable. But it's just like I think that league ran as though it were like players in one skill bracket play players from another skill bracket, and then so on.
Yeah.
One at a time. I think that one is probably one of the most balanced formats.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you can get
I
enough
was
players on.
I was talking to Modest about the OU idea, and he was like, "Yeah, but like, what about gang wars? Like, what? Why don't you just do gang wars?" And I was like, "Well, tell me how long gang wars was."
Yeah,
The league format, man.
Gang Wars is
It's
very
the
unscalable.
yeah.
The CTL thing is sort of my answer to how unscalable Gang Wars is, and it has its own host of problems. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but
I'm excited for the next season of CTL. I
yes,
really like these things where this is kind of like it feeds into my spiel about like what I care about as like a TO and a community member or whatever. It's like I like seeing people like have their group or like have like a community of
yeah.
people around them.
I think the
That's what matters to
problem
me.
with CTL is that it's too unbalanced in terms of who who actually
Who's
has that
good?
group.
Yeah,
It's not about skill. Skill is whatever, right? Like you,
it's
the
like
people who
team
had the
spirit.
most fun, even though it was like NJ who had by far probably the highest skill pool, the highest level like players in their group, but
Mm-hmm.
it's mostly because like Jed and Quick, and to a degree like Gigawatt. He didn't come out for all of them, but like he was in there.
Yeah,
They had fun. They had some little team chemistry kind of thing. And so, especially West Canada. East Canada was pretty absent this time.
I think it's
Yeah.
because East Canada got all the good players except Plu, but West Canada had me and Plu, which
Yeah.
means we had like all the team spirit.
No, but like Meppy and RKY and uh, Lemon Lad, they were all like fairly active over the summer, right? That should have been fine in my opinion.
I think I don't know, but
But yeah, aside from that, on the other side of the spectrum, that kind of just goes straight up like, no, it's not a team match unless we're both playing, which is
hmm
kind of like
I don't
just
know
how
if I agree with that take.
Jstris teams do it,
Yeah,
right? And
Jstris teams like what's the most notable tournament for that is MCDT.
MCDT, barely nobody runs doubles tournaments.
There was almost a doubles league. I will say this. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but it's been like a year, so I don't care.
You can say it.
Uh, do you remember Caden?
Yes.
Classic Caden moment. He wanted to piggyback off the success of MCDT Anniversary.
Oh, I think I vaguely remember this actually.
I think I talked to you about this probably.
Yes.
He wanted to run like Caden's Jstris doubles league,
Yeah.
and I was gonna help him with it. And then halfway through the project, he died.
Rest in
But
peace.
like,
You know, like
but like as a joke though.
yeah, I know.
Um, yeah, he just like decided he didn't want to like do any TO work anymore, and then the project fell through.
It's fine.
But
I think yeah, TOing is like it's definitely not for everyone. I honestly don't think I'm super cut out for TOing, but I also don't think I'm super cut out for a lot of things. Um,
I don't know. You
but
get there. You do
uh,
great.
yeah.
Mm,
But it's like not
I don't.
whatever.
Yeah. MCDT though, that was like I kind of have the same. I think I have a pretty different experience with MCDT than most people.
Yes. I never played in
Cause
a doubles tournament, by the way, so I will like to hear
you
from you.
ran them, right?
I just ran it, yeah.
You just ran them. Yeah, because I played with Jed in MCDT Anniversary. Like we were Modest Tomato fan club.
Yes.
Uh, super overseated, by the way. Uh, we were. I was like barely you at the
Yeah.
time. I think
I
I was
think
SF at the time.
I may have just straight up misseeded you guys.
Really?
Yes. I definitely
Yeah.
swapped some people by accident.
Oopsies. Ha ha ha. We got 17th.
It's pretty good.
So that's probably, yeah. We probably
Yeah.
misseeded us.
Considering your like skill level at the time, like that's pretty good. You know?
Mm-hmm. Definitely carried by Jed though.
Yeah.
But I think it's for me personally, it was less about actually playing and just kind of shooting the shit with Jed for however long that tournament was.
Yeah.
It was really really fun for me, just like uh playing with Jed and having him like encourage me when I played well, like like good APM kind of stuff,
Yeah.
which
That's
is
kind
like
of all that matters in doubles.
mhm.
Like
I was the under player in the tournament that was not called over under,
yeah.
but that's part of like what spawned my want for
Over
a
under
tournament
tournament,
that
yeah.
gave an experience like that. Is because like
Yeah.
that really helped me
I've had
grow
that
as a player.
idea for some time, especially for like with the UC format. I was hoping like we
Hmm.
could just like balloon the amount of coaches or just like have it be experienced players and like mentor team. Like that was also part of my idea for like part of my way to at the time of thinking about like how to get more tournaments for you players, but also I
Hmm.
kind of wanted to restrict the rank capped things at that point in time because this was like ideas I had like way like in UC2, like when I just first started working with them. But then
Hmm.
everybody started doing rank cap tournaments, so it's like whatever. I don't think this needs to be UC. I think what UC is doing is perfectly fine. The
Yeah,
original, the
the
biggest,
original
the
rank
money.
cap tournament. Everyone's doing rank cap tournaments these days. I think we talked about this the other
Yeah,
week.
we don't need to go over it again. I
Yeah.
think it's just like the appeal is pretty obvious.
Hmm.
Uh,
Classic rank
yeah.
cap tournaments. Love them.
But now even farther off the chaos play. What if we just had Tetrio doubles, free for all, manual
And then you just
targeting?
manual targeting. Dude,
Yes.
that sounds like there's so much problem with that. Or maybe you just make it like melee,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
or you just have team attack on.
Yeah, like in Smash doubles, I think in Ultimate too, right? In Ultimate
Yeah,
double and Smash doubles, you have team attack
team
on.
attack on, and you can hit
You
your
can hit
own
your
teammate.
teammate, and there's like reasons why you would want to hit your own teammate, like
Hmm.
I guess in the most obvious example is when you're playing Jigglypuff, and you rest
Really, that's your
somebody.
most obvious example?
I think it's the
Or
most easily understandable one. You kill your
okay.
an enemy with your strong move rest, which puts you to sleep, but is a very strong hitbox. It obviously leaves you vulnerable when you're sleeping afterwards. And in a singles match, this wouldn't be a problem because your opponent should be dead, ideally. Um, but in doubles, you can just hit your teammate to wake them up. That's my example.
Yeah. And
Uh,
there isn't really like a huge analog to like mitigating risk
yeah.
as a teammate,
Not that
especially
exact
since you
one
can't.
for Tetris, but I think there could be some crazy strategy where you like send clean to your teammate. It's for your
They
spike.
center four wide.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that format invites too much like tournament participant error, you know?
it's just funny. I think it'd just be
It is
funny.
it is pretty funny. It'd be funny as like an April Fool's event or something. Or like a
I don't
that
know,
one
like
melee tournament, uh bad things happening to good people where Hungrybox like bought out all of his opponents.
oh yeah.
Like that, I think that'd be funny. That's actually something that I've wanted to run. I don't know. People who are watching this, you get the inside scoop. Not Team TSD, not anything else. Just like me and Image Dump, which is like my own personal server. Uh, I kind of want to run like a Cadence Tetris Tournament. I don't know why I'm bringing up Cadence so much. Just that time of year, I guess.
Yeah.
But he ran Cadence Tetris Tournament 2, which was the first tournament I ever helped host. And it was bad. Like the production quality was not very good. It was not good at all, actually.
Yeah. So just
But
like a random garbage tournament. I don't know.
yeah, a random garbage tournament and CZ, FS, and Ajamba all played. So classic. But I think a tournament in that style where it's like scuffed, but this time I think like ironically scuffed, where like the actual tournament isn't bad and sodium overdose isn't accidentally seeded last.
Poggers.
Poggers. Just like, something like lighthearted to start the year, I think is a great idea. And I think image dump or like just kind of like my weird random crap is like a good way to get there for that.
Maybe.
Things
maybe.
to consider.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess team formats I think are, there's a reason why like a lot of the big games nowadays are like, team based, like action games like League or like MOBAs have been big forever. Valorant is really big right now. It's just
Overwatch was big for probably the same reason,
yeah.
like CS too.
Yeah, like CS, like tactical shooters. I think the reason Overwatch League was as big as it was probably because it got so much money poured into it for such a long time. But just like team stuff, right? People like being in a team. People like playing in a team. It's hard to commit to a game that's like just you playing in your room for a while unless you really like it. Or it just attracts people that don't like playing in teams. I also don't really like playing team, or I'm not very good at team games because I do not get to control all of the things happening, and I don't like to tell people that they're doing something wrong or whatever. Or
oh really? I don't know. Tell that to our Discord voice chat.
Yeah. Or well, like in the middle of, actually, let me think.
The classic Oars backseat gaming.
I don't want to tell like a stranger that they're doing something wrong.
That's true.
Like,
I invite it.
Like it's not like, yeah, it's just like it's hard to interact with other people, or like you can't. It's hard to like take control of strangers, or like somehow like immediately build a rapport with strangers. Like I don't want to like care about the social aspect. It's fun to play with friends. I like playing team games with friends, but well, whatever.
I think most people have like a preference to playing their team games with friends, though. I think that's probably true.
I've been playing a lot of like, I don't think TFT is quite a team game, but it's like, actually the way I've been playing TFT is definitely not how most people play TFT. I just play TFT with someone else in the VC who is much better than me, is Luke or Flush Dog. And he just like straight up backseats me through the whole. Yeah, I've been playing a little TFT deck who is in chat, but I've been it's just fun to like, honestly, I think this is kind of a tangent. I think backseating is so underutilized in Tetris, in Tetris coaching.
You think so?
I think backseating is good, and I think I am
it's
part
like
of the
live
problem.
VOD reviewing.
I am part of the problem because I think that's sort of the vibe that old coaching before me in UC was,
Really? I mean, I came after you, so I have no idea.
Or actually, no, the way they did it was so bad, right? It's just like, I'm pretty sure they just like got in a room with the other player and just like played against them and watched them play and just like kind of hovered T-spins and like, oh yeah, it's a good job. It's like, just go into a TL game. And like, I think the natural progression to that is just go in a TL game and watch them play and then tell them what they're doing wrong as they're playing. But it's just, that's not efficient or scalable. But I think for like a big system, and I think hopefully people aren't quite looking at the game in that way, but I'd be down to do more backseating through TL. The problem is just like there's some ethics part to it, because it's like, is that fair? Is that really
I don't
fair?
know. I mean, it's fine. I think it's whatever. It's not like they're
Remember-
playing it particularly better than they would be playing otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we
Right.
should really admit this, but we were like,
We've definitely done this.
not just for TL, but like we like in
Tournament
between,
set.
yeah,
Not even in between tournament sets, like
yeah,
during the
during the tournament set, like
mid-set coaching.
it's not even a coaching, it's just kind of like a giving them a quick like stay calm message in between. It really helps. I think it honestly really helps like morale.
Yep. I agree.
Should we
with
admit
that.
this? Should we admit this on stream?
I don't care.
It's
I hope
okay.
you're talking about me in the Hinami Arisa tournament that I
Not
was
you.
streaming,
It's
and
very
not the other
recent.
thing.
Very recent thing.
Oh, I know. Let's not talk about that then.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's not talk about that part.
Okay.
Anyways,
Um,
but yeah, I've definitely like, cause I stream a lot of my, whenever I just happen to play in tournaments, cause I don't do that very often. And I'm the type of person who I feel like I am super. I need to look at chat, or like I need to like look at what people are saying. So like when I play in tournaments and I stream it, I'm like always looking at the chat, which is like kind of the same thing, just on a smaller delay. Like there's gonna be people who are like, "Oh my god, you have to like send pressure. You don't have to build up." And I'll be like, "Okay," which is kind of the same thing, just like on a more bigger time lag. But I think having someone with you in an online tournament, it's like impossible to enforce otherwise anyways. So it's like I don't know. In an in-person event, I would definitely say no, but in online, like there's no way to regulate it.
I kind of
So
want to
it's
just
a
like straight
backseat.
up deregulate things and just like allow that kind of thing. I think it'd be a lot better for
I
the
think it's
community.
good.
I think it'd be super good because like it's not even like that person that's like talking you through things has to be better than you. Honestly, it's just like a morale thing and like just checking like that the person you're playing with is like are you calm or like are you okay?
Yeah.
I could honestly really see like a dynamic like Numoy CZ, right? Like Numoy is not he's not going to beat CZ and like but if he was like behind, okay, maybe this is not their actual dynamic. But that kind of thing where it's like like a good player in their own right, but not necessarily like top level player had like someone coaching them, or just like a friend in the VC, or like typing to them in between matches.
Yeah.
There's also too little time in between games for that to really work, but I don't know. I just think I think there's something there.
I think I agree with you. Like a lot of like my tournament success, that quote unquote success that I found, is just like it's because there are people there like cheering me on, and you can feel that when people are like in the VC with you. I'm like, woo, good dub, good spike.
Yeah.
Like
Or
nice
even
attack. Like how are you feeling right now?
if you have like a training partner, instead of necessarily always constantly playing sets against them, maybe just like watch each other play TL during a like just watch someone play TL live and then like make comments about the gameplay and keep each other motivated. It's just about being friends. It's not really necessarily about or like getting in a good mental state, as opposed to necessarily always worrying about improving your stats. Anyway, we've talked a lot about team stuff. We can talk about
PCOpen
less
the next.
less social things, straight up just like about the game now. So PC
even,
Open
even
is
more out there tournament.
yeah. Well,
Kinda. I guess it's not as
yeah.
out there.
Have you played
conceptually.
PC rule sets in Jstris before?
I've never.
I think I've occasionally just I don't think this is like a new crazy format.
I watched that one FS stream where FS was doing like PC fights against Hummus.
Yeah, like
where
they're
they'd
like
just be
PC rule sets have like versus PC rule sets have like kind of been a thing for some time, where it's just like like PCs only send like I've joined a room and I was like really bad. I just did PCO. I was like I don't know what to do next. Like but I don't think I've ever seen a tournament organized around it. So yeah, to those who don't know, Jimothy, the leader of the PC gang, or the PC learning Discord, which I'll try and link it. I'll try to remember to link in the description. He's running a tournament where it's a PC versus PC rule set where only PCs send. There's like a long garbage delay, you know, to allow people to have very big to have, you know, big brain solutions,
build
you know,
PCs. Yeah.
and build PCs. Also, PCs send 20. So basically, like if you get outpaced in the PCs too fast, you just lose. And
Yep.
yeah.
I don't know. It's a good day for new tournament ideas.
Yeah.
Jimothy and I were talking about it the other day in DMs. You're just like, oh, you're running a tournament too? Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
On the same
And
day,
I was like,
I don't think of that. I don't know how good of an
on
idea
the
that
same
was.
day, I thought it was fine. We're probably not gonna like attract the same like the player base that plays in OU is likely not the player base that's going to play.
Yeah, that's
PCO.
fair. And I guess like it's better for Jimothy to probably get some experience running a tournament first before he does something super publicized. But I don't know. Or maybe
I'm
I don't know
super
how
excited.
big a PC tournament can actually be because of how much investment it takes to actually do well in them.
I don't know. Probably just a ton of people who are just like, oh,
Yeah.
tournament about PCs. I can do PCO.
uh,
I'm excited for Jimothy. He also is very excited for it.
that's good
So-
then. I'm very glad.
Today's a good day. What do you think of like more tournament formats?
Yeah,
Like
so-
with this like not weird, but like
Yeah.
not norm.
We've
not
seen
the
a lot
social
of like,
norm.
okay, so this isn't really a tournament format, it's more a rule set, right? Because the actual tournament is straight up just a double elim,
That's true. Yeah.
right? Like it's just but the tweak is that this is not like a standard 1v1 tournament. Like we've seen a lot of
Mhm.
weird tournaments that are like, okay,
Like IFT.
IFT or like changing up like with rank bracket and stuff, you know, but it's just not this is just not versus, right? And that's
Mhm.
what's different. I think not versus tournaments start to kind of hit upon the actual like why is so much importance placed on versus compared to other parts of what was originally a single player game, right? And I wonder, I mean, I like playing versus, but I wonder if there's better ways to compete in Tetris, you know, like that are more approachable to a lot of people.
I don't think approachability is PCOpen's biggest strength. For what it's worth.
That's, I mean, okay. In approachability in the long run, because to get better at PCs, it's a lot of study and practice, and you can like tangibly feel yourself like applying new
That is
solutions
true.
and that kind of thing. Whereas in versus, it honestly just feels random sometimes, whether or not you're doing well or not.
Mhm.
It's just like, you know, versus Tetris is very, very unapproachable. Like there's so much you need to do first before you get even to touch strategy or even touch like applying a lot of like some cool solutions that you find. Like when you find a cool PC or like you find a cool PC solution to a setup, like you can pretty much start applying that the next time you use that setup, right? You have enough time to think in between doing PCs. You're not just getting like well,
Like sent 15 lines.
yeah,
Because,
or
I
even
don't know.
like treating like a sprint relay kind of tournaments or doing like ultra tournaments. It's just like,
Mhm.
you know, like it's more tangible what improvement means.
Yeah, I think that's true. But then it's, I don't know. I guess it's like, what's it called? Like the people like just like sticking to the norm, which is why versus tournaments are like
Yeah.
such a big standard.
So yeah, maybe this is a big step forward. We will see. Or
Mhm.
I
Do you
don't
think we'll
think
see like
I don't
Blitz
think it'll
tournament
be.
eventually?
It depends. A lot of things depend because like it's a PC server running a PC tournament. People might not really take that as a sign like, oh, we can do like what if we did other kinds of tournaments, but
Well, I mean,
now
I'm
we'll
fine.
say that
I'm
like
done
maybe
with-
we
I'm
should do
done.
kind of different kinds of tournaments. Maybe it's not really like people won't take this as a signal flag, but we'll make it one. You know, like maybe you should run different kinds of tournaments to people listening. Why don't you try
I
it?
think there was an idea that Jed has been floating
Yeah, I
around
know.
in his head for a while.
Sprint relays,
Uh,
I think.
sprint relays, blitz relays, ultra relays,
Cheese relays, that kind of thing.
cheese relays would be crazy.
Yes.
'Cause it's so the beginning is so hard. Maybe you could just reset.
And I mean, look at block. Like the people, the reason people like reset so often at the beginning of cheese is because we all use pace calculators, and pace fluctuates really wildly in the very beginning. So you kind of just want to reset until you get a good pace to start with. Even if
Oh,
like
I
even
don't
in
do
the long
that.
run, like you do a lot of like solutions that are worse than your pace throughout a run. But like it's just like the earlier you are in the run, the less kind of your overall performance has actually factored into your pace. So
Yeah.
you know, it's just
Oh,
not something to worry
I
about.
never knew this.
It's just math. It's
I
not like
reset
a.
a
This is
lot.
not like a fact. This is not like a crazy. This is just math. Like
Well, yeah, but
I'm
I don't
sorry.
restart at the beginning because because it's like a bad pace or whatever. I just restart because I look at the garbage and I go, ugh, I don't want to deal with this at the beginning, and then
Oh,
I
then
restart
that's
until I have a nice one.
well, yeah, that's part of it, right? You're resetting until you can have something that you can start off with good pace. Those bad
I guess
patterns
that's
will
true.
appear throughout the run anyway, right?
That's
Like
true, actually.
bad cheese patterns just appear.
I've never considered it like that, but you're totally
It's
right.
just in my opinion, it's a mental thing. Like even Kepsi was like, talked to my server at one point, and she was like, "Yeah, like how do I start cheese runs? I feel like I can never start consistently with good pace." And then I was just like, "Here, I'm gonna pull up Blockfish. I'm gonna immediately go on the random thing. After 5-10 pieces, it's at like 270 pace, but it always averages like 200. It's just like if the start is not bad, that's not a bad thing. It's just you will always have bad
Bad
patterns
like
throughout a cheese
sections.
rice.
Yeah, true.
Um,
You never have to reset a cheese.
yeah,
I just ah
yeah. I mean, like if you just want to do it for practice and you don't actually care about the least blocks result, then yeah, you shouldn't reset. And I think no reset practice in general is good to practice like fixing misdrops and dealing with bad stacks.
mm-hmm.
However, if you want a good run, then you should reset. And some people
Yeah.
like seeing good runs and getting that kind of thing.
I
Anyway,
think Vince is like a huge proponent of the no reset sprint.
yeah,
I think he does that a lot.
I mean Vince is just so good at misdrop fixing.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
he misdrops so much, or he used to misdrop so
Probably
much.
because he does it. Just
Um,
trial by fire.
Yes. And I guess that's probably enough on that. Comet Open is our last tournament that is upcoming. Why don't you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that, Renge? Because I know you are close with the Vietnam Tetris community.
I am not Vietnamese, by the way.
Is it not?
Comment.
I'm sorry.
It is Vietnamese. I'm not Vietnamese.
I know you're
The
not
tournament.
Vietnamese, but
I'm not Vietnamese,
yeah.
but I am close friends with Vietnam Tetris Tournament, who, this is their like big tournament, and I'm super excited for it. It's on Christmas.
Yes,
It's
yes, it's
PST
Christmas.
10 p.m.
Yeah,
for Pacific time, Pacific Standard.
and it is mostly
So it's like the middle of the day
yeah.
on Christmas for like Asian time zones. 3 p.m. JST, December 25th.
Do
is
they
what I remember.
Is Christmas as big in
Apparently
Asian
not,
countries?
which is
That
why
makes
they
sense, right?
which is why they're running it.
And they didn't even like name it anything Christmas. They just called it Comet Open, and they put it on Christmas. Like, I, I don't know.
Bit of a missed opportunity.
It's not a missed opportunity. It's just like it's a culture thing.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody wanted to run a Christmas tournament on the West because Christmas and we all have shit to do. But
I don't actually think I do have. It just feels wrong, you know.
it just feels weird to like host something on Christmas, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
I know
just a
some people
day
have
to do
like
something
stuff
else.
with their families, but
Oh, I don't.
I don't usually either. I think
Yeah.
it's more like
Maybe I'll go to the mall. I don't know. But
buy up all those on
yeah.
sale, supposed to be like gift items. Let's go.
Amazon purchase. But yeah, Comet Open, it's just like a big tournament, supposed to be big. I hope it attracts a lot of people.
Yes.
The production value on it is crazy.
Yeah, I think the
We
biggest,
can link
most
the
notable
PV.
thing is the PV. Okay, this opened
Yeah.
in the wrong browser.
Um.
I also muted it again because
Yeah.
or well, you can just watch through. So it's just like
It's like a like a short little like trip down memory lane of like a bunch of
yeah.
big tournament dubs.
It's a little weird that like the tournaments, like when these sets decided to happen, is not the date on the stream. The date on the stream is the release date of the game. Right?
Oh.
Right? Like
I
because
never
this
realized
tournament
that.
was like 2016, and the date, like
Oh, you're right.
this did. Oh wait, they flashed the actual date on the stream. Was 2018? Wait, I gotta check. Yeah, you see, they flashed the release date of the game and then the date of the tournament.
I think that's neat. But I worked closely with the people who were making Comet Open.
Yeah.
And I worked with them in making this. Comet Open, I think, is like a really. Yeah, I know.
They really only show the one that the one Jstris Cup that Firestorm loses. I mean, it's hype, but like he won that tournament every single time. To show the one he loses. That's fine.
Also, Kazu winning. This is just a bit of a trip down memory lane. I was there for that tournament. Kazu didn't drop a round. He literally 5-0'd everybody.
Garbo Gambling Cup. Sorry.
Carvo Gamble Coupe.
It's okay.
A classic. I hope they don't mind us watching this.
Oh, sorry. Are we?
No, I think it's
We're
fine.
promoting the tournament. Go
That
join
is-
this if you're in an Asian time or like don't have anything to do on
True.
Christmas.
Oh, that's my tournament.
That is your tournament. And then I don't know. I just like these motion graphics. This is the main thing I
Yeah.
liked. This was really neat.
Ooh. Yeah. The graphic designer worked really hard on this. Actually, this tournament idea, I'm going to take credit for this because I think it's something that I kind of made happen. Is they were planning on using the idea, like the concept of the sky and shit, as just the basis for a different tournament that wasn't going to be a series, and I was like, no, you can't do that. This idea is too good to just turn into like a once and done deal. And I was like, you're going to make this a big tournament or else, like,
Yeah.
gun emote. And then they did, and that's like Comet's like birth story basically. They've been working on this project since like September-ish, I think.
I'm sure that promotional video took like a month-ish, or depending on how diligently you work on that, or how. I'll say it probably took like
Took a while.
20 or 30 hours of editing, I will guess.
Probably. Yeah. They worked really hard on it. I'm super proud of them. I don't know. Comet Open, I think it's good that there's an Eastern organization that is making tournaments now. Because to my knowledge, like all of the big, quote unquote big tourney orgs are all like
on the West.
America based.
Despite how many like good Eastern players.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
What, WPL, MMC,
MMC.
Team TSD,
TSD. Well,
UC.
MMC is kind of like across time zones. Ben is in
I
the
guess
West for like
the
half the
MMC
time.
tournaments.
Yeah, MMC will occasionally run tournaments. Well, Ben always like tries to keep the East in mind, but you know he
runs his tournament super late.
Yeah, that's why.
In like the US. Yeah, but you know, we have had tournaments that have tried to like cater specifically to Eastern players, like not me specifically because this was before my time, but
there was
Jstris Cup East.
Yeah. And I think like not as many people showed up for that, right? I think it's just like it's hard to. You just need to do it consistently, right? You need to build up some steam. I think like all the Eastern players are like, okay, whatever, like it's just one tournament. But Hopefully there's
Comet Open is like a
more like tournament kind of culture building up as more
mhm.
more more Eastern
As more
tournaments around.
people like step up and start creating stuff like Comet Open,
Yes.
uh, who I will admit we're like pretty fortunate in having me kick their butts into like
I see.
working Comet Open further. Uh, haha, humble brag,
But yeah,
but
I
yeah,
think
Comet Open.
that's
That's like what? That's in a week now. In a week from today.
yes. Christmas is next week.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, you had before we move on, I guess, like you had this little thing written down about majors versus minors. There's
Oh
no
yeah.
formal definition for it, but it's probably just like the amount of top players that decide to show up, along with the amount of total players that. Actually, no, it's probably just about top players.
In Tetris, it's definitely more about top players than it is about overall like player count. Cause
Yeah. Or
there
even I
are,
think in most things it's just about how many top players show up.
I guess like we both draw on Smash a lot because I think we both kind of
Yeah.
like watch Smash the most, if not Tetris. But like Smash Summit is still a major, right?
It's a super major because of how many top players are there.
Yeah, there's 16 top players in a 16-player bracket, or 15 plus like Nick England. But
Poggers. Okay.
Poggers, I love that guy.
Go Cody, by the way. He won that. Okay. I guess no one
Yeah,
no one
true.
knows this game. It's okay.
I care.
Yeah.
Um, but
um
yeah, I think a tournament uh is like major or like quote unquote minor tournament based on the amount of
yeah.
top players it
I
has.
mean, yeah, it's just the
I'm
same
excited
across all
for
games, right? Sorry.
yeah. I'm excited to see more tournaments pop up that I feel have like the gravitas, you know?
To just
I
pull
guess
top players.
yeah, to pull top players and like the people with connections and the people with the networks to like pull in those top players and like make big tournaments. Cuz like
Yeah.
CZ might play Comet, I think.
Huh, we'll see.
Diao is probably going to play, Vince is probably going to play, Ritteru is probably going to play, Blarg's probably going to play.
Let's go,
QMK if I
Blarg.
can convince him to stay up. FS maybe. And it's like
Man.
I'm just excited to see this idea that my friends like VTT, bunch of homies. They're also casting OU.
Yes.
They're
So
casting OU top 8 because
you
I
can go
want
get
them
to
to have
know them
experience.
in a few hours.
True.
And finally,
And
then, I
yeah,
guess, why don't we quickly talk about our 2022 goals? Hashtag New Year's resolutions, Parker.
hashtag New Year's resolutions.
Uh,
You wanna go first?
well, I guess I can just sort of mention this in passing. I think of
Mm-hmm.
this channel that you are all watching this on, hopefully. Not my Twitch channel, but my
The
YouTube
YouTube
channel.
channel.
I'll probably co-own this kind of with a few other people. For now, we have some projects in the work. Jed is making a video who will likely be a main contributor to this channel. I have been working on actually I haven't really been working on it as much because a final project came around that I thought I could rely on my teammates a lot more to put in a lot of work. I ended
And then
up
they
probably
didn't.
doing like 60% of the project in a four-person project. So like,
Oh yeah, the
I emailed the
classic.
professor afterwards because we did not actually end up finishing everything we needed to. I was like, I do all
What did
this.
you say in the email? Did you say
Alright.
something?
I said like, I mean,
Did you
I
say
like my teammates. Like my teammates are nice people, right? They were just really busy
mm-hmm.
throughout and everyone procrastinates, but it's just like I kept messaging them like, hey, we gotta like, this is gonna take a long time to work on, right? Like we're working with huge quantities of data. We cannot run this code into complicated algorithms. It's just like they didn't work until like the day before, and this is like a um it's definitely like a month-long project that I
Mhm.
worked on continuously, slowly for a while. To be fair, I put in a lot of work towards the end as well, but I think the very last day before was a little too much, I think.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's huge off topic, but yeah, just basically posting a lot more high effort guide content occasionally. Building up that rabbit hole of you know, getting some very good hook videos to pull people in, like nice big documentaries or explanations of big moments that are just like catchy and people who have no experience
Mhm.
with the game can understand, and balancing that with like some more like in the game kind of videos like guides or like more advanced, more niche
Yeah.
topics about the game, like more covering more niche moments or more niche mechanics or discussion.
Mhm.
Like I would
Are
I
we
would
allowed to talk
classify.
about
Sorry, what?
Are we allowed to talk about Alcazar's thing? I think so.
I made a Twitter post about it. Like, if you guys
Yeah.
don't know as well, Alcazar is well, that's not really part of us. Or we could ask him to put it on this channel, but I think he probably wants to do it himself.
Mhm.
Um,
Continue.
but yeah, that's just Alcazar is doing his own thing about with analysis, which is a I think also classified under like kind of more niche thing, especially at the level of detail and thing and like level of gameplay that he's doing an analysis for.
Mhm.
Um, I see that as more of like a niche thing, but he's not. That's not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
We just need more content in general. Um,
Mhm.
like, and I think a lot of people are starting to work a lot more on stuff, which is really nice to see.
Yeah.
Other than that, maybe for 2022 goals, I want to be better at the game. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
I will try.
Classic.
I
Better
want
at the
to at
game.
least at 2022. I want to be at the level where I'm comfortable not practicing as much anymore. I do practice. I would say I probably don't practice as hardcore as a lot of the very quick improvers because I do a lot of practice by myself. But
Mhm.
um, I don't know. The game is very fun, but I would like to choose when I want to play the game, as opposed to feeling sort of compelled to continue to improve all the time. Getting to a level where that I'm just happy with.
Yeah.
I feel like for a long time I've wanted to I don't know. I always feel like I'm like on like the cusp of being really good, but uh maybe I need to stop trusting that feeling because it clearly I have hit improvement spikes actually, but
I feel like you could, like, you have the brain to get there. I don't know.
yeah, my brain isn't really a lot in this game to be honest. Um
Don't know.
yeah, I mean, it depends on how you look at things.
Mhm.
Regardless,
Uh,
is that about it? I mean, just like making more content, finding more sustainable pipelines for some of the projects I'm working on, and like kind of trying to make the like non-content things that I work on, like CTL, start to run themselves. Oh yeah, I do want to get people that are not about to graduate into CTL, into like
Mhm.
helping out with CTL, because like as you know, I allow alumni, but I just won't. It just feels weird for me too, because I'm probably gonna graduate in the fall, um,
Mhm.
so
Exciting.
next fall. So I probably don't. It just feels weird for me to run CTL because I think the only opportunity for it to grow is like through like a collegiate
New
club
people.
system across
Mhm.
across who are like wanting to make friends and like they play this game. But it just doesn't make sense for me to be the one pushing things if I'm not no longer enrolled in university,
Mhm.
or like I'm not gonna do grad school. So uh yeah,
I
that's my
wanna
goals.
see CCL grow. That's the dream.
What about you,
Uh,
Wrench? What are
my
your
turn.
content goals, tournament goals, gameplay
Content
goals?
goals. We'll start with content. Cause I want to make any content. Like, I want to like be able to get off my ass and actually do it. Cause I've had
Yeah,
so much trouble getting motivated. We talked about this with Sec.
yes we
It's
did.
one of the hardest things with content
Well,
creation is
your
to
new
like getting
video's
the
coming
motivation.
out the 20 set. I don't remember what I said.
I
Right?
think I said the very end of the year. I
December
don't know. I'm
31st. It is coming out.
December. I think I said December 31st. It might be like a little mini series.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
I'm still workshopping the idea.
I think you should aim for like a don't bite off more than you can chew, and
Yeah.
don't expect your first project to be very good, because it will be very bad.
Mhm.
I think my
That's
my
reassuring.
finesse video also had a ton of errors in it, and I need to get better at making like guide content. But if people think that that's a high quality guide, and like that's the first kind of guide I've ever made, or like that kind of video I've ever made, it is
Nowhere to
definitely
go but up.
not. Like I've have a lot of experience with video editing from other things, so like it's a process, right? People just don't
Yeah.
see the bad things that I've made. But they were at one point released on the internet, so I will say that much. But I don't think they are anymore. I
Get
can talk
on
about
it.
that later, maybe some other time.
Maybe.
Sorry to interrupt. What else
Yeah.
besides just making anything for content wise?
Making. I want to do. Personally, I want to do stuff that like particularly helps new players get into the game, like basic concept explanations and
Yes,
stuff like
yes, and we will
I think.
hopefully have that covered
Mhm.
in the
And
with the stuff I'm working on too.
yeah, and TikTok. I feel like TikTok is a very
TikTok.
underutilized
All right, you do the TikTok.
aspect of.
I cannot. I cannot
I
do
mean, I
that.
don't even use TikTok.
I don't
I
either.
just I just feel I've gone on it once, and I searched up Tetris, and then
Saw the
the
Garbo videos.
top result. No, the top result was CTWC, the one of Jonas and Joseph,
Yeah.
the classic one, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. To be honest, I think a lot of people have ideas for TikTok content. I just think people don't want to commit to like being a TikToker. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not even like a effort level thing. It's just like
Like a do you
morals.
want to be that guy?
Conversion
I
rate
don't
on
know.
TikTok. I think I moved to chat. Cyprian said, I don't know if there's a good conversion rate on TikTok. It's still just discoverability. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
Branded
YouTube
as a
Shorts.
TikToker bad.
I don't
YouTube
know.
Shorts definitely something
I
else.
know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that guy. Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry. Continue. TikTok, making anything. What about tournament wise?
Tournament wise, I think I want to experiment with like some more out there projects.
Yeah.
More stuff like OU maybe. More stuff that's kind of like OU adjacent or like at the same
New
level of
player
out
kind
there.
of thing, right?
Yeah, some new player stuff. Maybe like some more invitationals. I
I
feel
think
like
invitationals are a really good idea. Yeah.
like RBB and Renvolution were two very good like directional steps for Team TSD as an org.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something that we can like explore more and do more often than we currently do,
Yeah.
because we've only had like 2 events that are kind of like that, where it's just like gated to good players.
I think just invitationals in general. I just think
Yeah.
we should do a lot more of, just considering how the landscape of Tetra our top players are.
Yeah, and I think before I was more pessimistic about it because like it matters a lot to me about like I care a lot about new players.
Yeah.
New players are what keeps the game alive.
Well, the problem
And
isn't
like new
like
dedicated
yeah.
players.
Well, we had this really long discussion. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop interrupting you. What else do you want to do?
I don't know. Maybe I've been thinking about this for a while. I just maybe retire doing the Tetrio Cup, using the Tetrio Cup name less often and running something different in its place. But definitely
Tetrio.
like a Tetrio World Series is something
Tetrio
that
Tournament.
Tetrio Tournament. TM.
TTO.
Interesting.
But
yeah, I just in terms of being a TO, there's some other like production value aspects that I really want to push. And there are things that I think are going to be either in OU today or in like the first tournament that we run in 2022 that like I think is a big step up in our production value.
yeah.
I don't know if I've been able to talk to you about it yet.
I think TOs provide a very valuable service, but I don't I don't know. Like I've said in the past, I don't see how much like the overlap between being creative with stuff and being a tournament organizer tends to overlap well for the most part on a wider scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry to. No, you're doing a good job. I keep
No, I mean,
interrupting and like
you're right.
go crazy on your ideas.
I don't
But
mind.
I think in the Tetris scene especially, that's sort of been how like the big the big TOs have been also directly entwined with like people who really care about the game and want to make things for people who play. So that's good.
Yeah. There's like no money in Tetris is
Yes.
like one really big thing. So the people who do the TO work and the people who are constantly like workshopping new tournament ideas and new like innovations on production value. It's all just because of like love of the game.
We should train
basically.
some editors and designers or something like that.
We
Maybe
should.
that's a goal. Finding more people who can edit or design, or time for a little unethical, but the problem with like hiring out, first, they don't know Tetris that well, and second, they will expect a payment level for a while. They have
Yep.
a direct baseline payment level, which is, I don't know.
Unsustainable for me, the college student.
But like keeping things in house is good because I know VTT is also like that entire promotional
That
video.
VT, yeah.
Well, that was all in house by David Skian.
Yep.
Right. So he's a very crazy video editor, and I think it honestly isn't. Editing is a craft. It's not. Part of it is an art, but I think for the most part, it is definitely a craft. I think one of the like best or like quote unquote like best video editors in the community at this point, or like at the for a while, is Garbo, right? He was like, I think he was like a big like purist on like editing sort of things. I don't know. Like he definitely like I think projected the idea that like editing is like a difficult art. I think he didn't really, and he said like, oh, there's no like video editors in the Tetris community. I was like, editing is not that hard. Making a really really solid edit is very hard, and at a higher level, like yes, editing is an art, like because it's just like filmmaking, but editing is also certainly a craft that you just practice and get better at, and there's a lot of very simple things you can add. Actually, that's not true. He also did like give a lot of little tips like easing. If you ease, your video instantly looks better.
True. I remember someone saying Medvenue.
Yeah. Actually, maybe I should walk back. I think I'm probably not recalling a lot of these things, what Garbo has said correctly. I'm going to walk back what I said. But editing is pretty easy if you just like learn some few tricks, have a decent enough computer to run a good software, which is honestly not that hard to do, and put a lot of time and effort into something.
Yeah.
You will never get around the time and effort.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about easing after this, Andrew. I can't like say what easing is and like have it make sense.
What else? What else do I have as goals? Goals as a player.
Goals as a player. X rank
Goals as a
Renge.
player. I
Let's
did get
see.
X rank before the year ended.
Consistent X rank Renge.
I do want consistent X rank, and I think I'm getting there.
24/7 Renge. 24/7.
I might have consistent X rank by the end of the year. There's 10 years. There's 10 days left. I have like 10 days to grind. I can totally do it.
Honestly, let me think. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's enough time for me to get there. Plus, I'm pretty close. I was like one game off from X, and then I lost 3 times in like 2 tiebreakers, and then a 5-7 to a 24.8 player. But that's besides the point.
That is certainly aside the point.
Yeah, I think in 2022, more than like being a consistent X rank, quote unquote, I want to try to break like top 100.
I guess for the whole year, across the whole year. That makes sense.
Across the whole year.
I think that's definitely achievable. Actually, let me think. Let me try and think of the progression of certain players that I can compare you to. I think Plu was about.
Sek was about where I was last year, today.
Yeah.
Because Sek got X rank a year before I got X rank, and he's like top 50.
Yeah, you could do it.
Ish.
That's definitely achievable then.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I'm basing my I want to be top 100.
you'll get there.
Uh as also as a player, just like, you know, I want to be able to go like I want to be able to okay, so there is I don't know how many of you remember this, okay? But there was this thing with a very popular content creator, Rubber Ninja Rubber Ross slash Rubber Ross. I don't know what he goes by anymore.
Just
Uh
I think just Ross or I don't know.
anyways, he just was like playing Tetrio like randomly, and you know like how the Tetrios community is like incredibly small, so anytime anything happens, we all rush in like a mob. Uh and we joined the lobby, and then he made it so only the verified players could play. So it was like 6 or 7 top 15 players, and then also me. And I
Yes,
just I
the
just
tournament
didn't make any
organizer.
difference. Yeah, and then me like the tournament organizer that nobody knew, nobody in the chat knew how I was verified. But I want to be like good enough that playing in that isn't an auto loss for me. That's where I want to be.
Yes, that's also I think a good goal. That like I don't want to auto lose to anybody. Auto losing to anybody is just like it feels like it
Yeah.
means like you're not good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like it's not that you're not good, but like it just means like you're not. It feels like it doesn't count as you're a high level player if you auto lose to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, certainly you'll like
And
lose. Like I don't. It's really it's so difficult to imagine even like touching the
the
highest level
top
of player.
echelon,
Like I just
right?
like watch like Blarg or CZ or like I just sometimes I click on Blarg's stream. I just watch him play. I was like, how do you ever like get to this? Like it's crazy. Anyway,
Larg a few years back was about as good as I was, so it is definitely possible.
yeah, but
Uh,
like they're gonna keep getting better.
yeah,
300 APM,
that's true.
5 PPS is normal. Like I don't know.
It's definitely possible. I think, like head to head wise, in 2022, I want to beat Modest,
You could
and
beat
I
him
want to
today.
like,
You could beat him
I could
today.
probably beat him today. I could probably beat him today. I
Literally
should set
today.
my
We'll
goals
set it up.
higher.
We'll set it up today.
Maybe
We'll literally
December,
beat him today.
December 2022, around the block podcast episode number 63. Uh, I want to go like head to head with Jed, which I think is pretty out there, but
Uh,
not impossible.
I don't think that's impossible. It depends on how much better Jed gets. I think he does a
That's
lot
true.
outside that he's not practicing as much as he once did.
Hmm.
So you could
I
probably you
definitely,
could catch up if under certain circumstances.
I think I practice more than he does, because he does a lot more like random crap than I do.
Yeah.
Uh,
But this is a bold statement, and if he watches this, and I think he does watch this, so like we'll
he
see what he
does.
says.
2022 goals.
Yeah.
As a player, I want to get a lot better.
Yeah. We
I
can
think.
bring back Jed's Hell in the Cell and start posting it on YouTube
True.
or something like that.
Jed's Hell in the Cell. Definitely another project that
I
I
think
think has
Jed's
been
Hell in
woefully
the Cell doesn't
underusable.
make sense as a stream. It straight up doesn't make, or like it makes sense as a stream that's like kind of
That
like
gets turned into YouTube content.
it's a stream that's made to be turned into YouTube content. That's like a big
Yeah.
meta thing on Twitch nowadays, right? Because like
Hmm.
Twitch is so bad. Twitch is so stupid. But I keep talking
It's
about
horrible.
this. Anyway, I think we could try
Yeah.
and do more stuff of that kind of thing. I think that's pretty much it for the
Like
goals.
grudge matches.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know what else to say.
Write it down. 2022, I beat Modest Tomato.
Honest tomato.
And then maybe I'll take like I want to be able
No,
to like take at least 4 or 5 off Jed and stuff.
2021, you are beating Modest Tomato.
2022, I beat Jed. Sheesh.
If Jed has an awful day, well, if
That's
Jed
what you said about Blue.
if Jed breaks his hands and he has to play with his feet, you sweep him easy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It's
right now.
horrible.
Anyway, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess we'll do a little chat interaction and then call it. I'm fine with doing a little small one, and I want to give Renge some time to prepare for his tournament.
I still have an hour and a half or so.
I was
Before
just
it
joking about. Oh yeah, Cirque also made a very long guide about, or I think he tried to make it number 8 Tetris player Tetris guide, or I don't know, remember what it's called.
Number 8 Tetris Tournament.
You can watch the YouTube video which will be released on Monday, as always. But we just talked about like non straight up like versus videos. So non straight up versus tournaments as opposed to different tournament formats and
Is this like what?
it's
Damn.
narrated. It's
It's a
narrated.
little crazy.
So it's narrated and edited by Smallfish, and I think it tries to be like a complete guide on the game, to the point where I feel like it wasn't really able to cover anything in too much detail. But that's just kind of the nature of things, right? And to a degree, detail in this sort of thing doesn't matter, which I say with a heavy heart, as I am always about being very particular with theory and stuff, and like how things are described, which is honestly not super important, right? Like, what does speed and efficiency mean? They're the same thing, right? It's just how much you think is processing power. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'm sorry. But I thought this was a really good... I think it's just a really good precedent to set for top players to be making guides and to be focusing a bit on content. I think Circuit's been one of the best pushers of that kind of thing. Blarg does stream, but I don't think he...
Blarg's actually been talking about wanting to do YouTube content and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I guess Hyperion was talking about it too. Like, I feel like things are just looking up a lot. Like, some tides are turning that people are realizing. Like, I think especially as like COVID is ending, people care a little less about just like, people are getting their motivation back. Everyone's less kind of like holed up and depressed, and I think Twitch streaming is like one kind of thing that's just like getting any kind of bare connection with people.
Wait, was that? Wait, go back to that clip. Go back to that clip.
What clip?
The Turkey video.
I closed out. I'm so sorry.
Was that someone infinite skimming in RBB?
Where?
I don't know. There's someone. Go back. I think it's further back in the video. That's fine. We can find it later. What? There's so many words on the screen. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. He just tries to explain all of Tetris, like how to play versus Tetris, which is like, like.
That's a big topic.
To like a U rank player.
Well,
or like a
U-rank
like a SS U rank, even like low X player. This is like pretty good, honestly. Like this is, it's not necessarily like teaching them anything new per se, but it just tells them like, gives them the focus. Like these are the things. These are the only things that matter, right? It's just like the target audience of the video is sort of muddled, I think. But I am really, really happy that Circuit made this guide, and I think there is good info in here, but.
Oh, the hamburger tea.
Yeah, even like his downstacking guide was, there was actually some pretty good. I can't see it. Whatever. It's on here somewhere. He had a downstacking guide, which wasn't like the best production value, but that was a really good guide, honestly. And there was some like very practical information in there that like honestly did help me like figure out how to get more DS combos and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Circuit is a very like, he's on top of like how to train and stuff. I think he comes up with a lot of training methods. I think I'm just like in contrast. Like I think I'm also kind of like that, but I'm like in probably arguably too cerebral about how these sorts of things should be, and too like in my own head about how things need to be described. Anyway.
Who knows? But yeah. Today is a big day, and I think the rest of the year is going to be really big. There's also stackies. We didn't talk about that, but
yes,
that is something we can bring that up next week.
I keep forgetting to subscribe to people on YouTube with my Ors account. I'm subscribed to him on my personal account, I will say. But
okay, sure you are.
I am actually, but like my personal account is just straight up my actual name. So. I mean, my actual name is pretty generic, so like even if I shared it, I'm sure people know it, the whole thing.
I don't know it.
Yeah. The thing is, if you type in my actual name and my
you type
in my actual name and my high school, There's some like pictures of me like when I was in
Oh,
high school, or just like doing some sports.
that's cool.
It
Tennis kid.
wasn't tennis. It's okay. I don't want it to linger too much on this because like um like it is straight up just like giving people the path to like dox me, but it's just funny. Like the pictures that come up are funny. It was just because I did cross country as a kid in high school
Mm-hmm.
for a few years. It's just like because and if you've seen people like pictures of people running, it's straight up just like pain. You know, like
Yeah.
they are not very flattering photos, but that's whatever.
I wonder what comes up when you look up my name. Maybe I'll find out later. It's probably some band stuff.
Yeah.
I was a big band kid in high
Any
school.
ego searches? I can look myself up again after this too, and see if like because there are some like pretty
See if anything's
cool
changed.
looking like tennis or fencing photos that were taken of me.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Yeah. Today.
Yeah, I think that's
Today's
about
a good
good.
day.
Runtime's
Mhm.
about an hour and a half now. Honestly, this one ended up being a little longer than I thought. We went really off topic for some of these things, but that's kind of the good part
That's
of
fine.
this.
It's just a podcast. People are here to
yeah.
listen to us talk.
Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks everybody
Thanks.
so much for watching, especially those of you on the YouTube. We have a lot of cool things coming up within the coming weeks, probably. So.
Yep.
The coming week,
Lots coming.
singular, honestly.
Week singular and also weeks plural
so
because there's more stuff coming.
yes. Also, sorry, obviously the people in Twitch, thanks for being here. But yeah, see you guys around the block. See you guys around the block, the next year's block. Yeah. But we're gonna still do an episode next week with another guest, and we're gonna kind of maybe say something about the next year, but maybe not.
Who knows?
Okay. All right.
All right. See ya, everyone.
Guys. Goodbye.